Namaskar and welcome to Vision of Asia, Voice of the Community. I'm Kala Shankar. This is the weekly special edition of Vision of Asia. April 2019 is a very special month for the democracy of India. This week is also special for Hindu devotees who are observing Navratri. The 9-day Vasant Navratri began yesterday. The idea of connecting with the all-pervading in the form of a mother appeals to one and all. These days are dedicated to introspection, charity, meditation on Mother Goddess Durga, chanting, fasting, and connecting with the uplifting aspect of the human spirit in a very special way. Happy Vasant Navratri, with good wishes from our chairman, Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parekh, and the entire ITV Gold family. In today's Vision of Asia, we will have a report on Chai Pe Charcha, an event organized in support of Prime Minister Narendra Modi in New Jersey. The induction ceremony of the Indo-American Press Club, where 2 members of Parekh Worldwide Media were recognized for their contributions. The South Asian Empowerment Awards by Sushmita Sen, a report on an event by the Indo-American Arts Council, the launch of the book Mind Without Fear by Rajat Gupta, a look at Sudhamani Dance Academy of Edison, New Jersey, and This Week with Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parekh. Before we begin today's exciting show, let us take a break. We'll be right back after these messages. The global NRI community, Friends of Namo for New India, organized an event last Sunday morning at the Swami Narayan Gurukul. Namo again for 2019. Many speakers discussed why they feel that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is the best choice for India. Chairman of ITV Gold, Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parekh, Arush Sahani, Vibhuti Jha, Ashok Vyas, Narsimha Bhai, Chandrakant Patel, and many community leaders addressed this gathering, which was moderated by Dinesh Desai and Pramod Bhagat.
पास मोदी जी जैसे एक विरल योद्धा है तो अपना सपोर्ट आपको देना है, अदरवाइज कभी कोई अपनी भारत माता माफ नहीं करेंगी। हम किसी के विरोध में नहीं है, लेकिन अपने देश के लिए कुछ आएगा तो हम कुछ भी करने के लिए तैयार है। हम पीस अहिंसा में मानते हैं, लेकिन कोई हमसे धोखा देगा तो हम नहीं छोड़ने वाले हैं। बस एक मौका मिला है तो भाइयों बहनों, हम तो जानते हैं, लेकिन मेरा एक रिक्वेस्ट है, अपना एक आदमी अपने 1000 लोग को वापिस अपने देश में इसके लिए प्रोत्साहित करें। ऐसे मत बैठे रहना कि मोदी जी तो आ जाएंगे।
हमारे बीच में पद्मश्री डॉक्टर सुधीर पारेख जी, ITV पारेख वर्ल्ड मीडिया के चेयरमैन, और इनका बहुत बहुत समाज और नरेंद्र भाई के लिए उस मिशन में काम कर रहे हैं। पीछे उनसे मिलके भी आए थे, तो प्लीज आकर के आप हमारे सभी NRI मित्रों को संबोधित करें। धन्यवाद।
Dear friends, really it's a time now. You know that election is here, and you know that what is election? Election is a festivity of democracy. And in this festivity, we must do the right thing. What is good for country, what is good for India, and what is good for our second and third generation. We must help Narendra Bhai because he is a leader. He is a world leader. He's taking India to the world level, making India a world level. All the initiatives are really a great initiative to make India one of the world leader in the future. Look at I'm a doctor, so first thing I like to see that look at his Ayushman health system. That's the largest health initiative or health benefits given to the countrymen in the world. Let's take a pledge that we all are Chokidar, and Bharat Mata Ki Jai, Jai Hind, and let's work for Narendra Bhai Modi. Thank you.
We are here gathered, many of us probably will be US citizen. we cannot probably vote for him, but what we can do, Nashibai says, if we phone call one of somebody who friends or family in back home, that will have a greater impact.
अभी हमने सुना थोड़े दिन के पहले कि कांग्रेस हमारे गरीब भाई बहनों को 6,000 रुपये देके उसको बहुत ज्यादा गरीब बना रही है। 70 साल से इन लोगों ने गरीबी मिटाओ का नारा देकर गरीबी को चालू रखकर गरीबों को मजबूर बनाकर अभी उनको लालच देकर सत्ता में आने की प्रयत्न कर रहे हैं। जहाँ हम जानते हैं कि मोदी सरकार हमारे गरीबों को स्वावलंबी और मजबूत बनाने में लगी है।
गांधी जी के 3 बंदर बड़े मशहूर हैं। एक जो मुंह बंद करके बैठा है, एक कान बंद करके बैठा है और एक आँख बंद करके बैठा है। हम सब लोग उन 3 बंदर की तरह हैं जो कि कभी बोलते नहीं जब बोलना चाहिए, सुनते नहीं जब सुनना चाहिए और देखते नहीं जो देखना चाहिए। तो आज बड़ी जरूरत क्या है।
हम हिंदू लोग जो है ना बहुत समय लगाते हैं विचार, विमर्श, विश्लेषण, विख्यान एवं विमोचन में, और गीता का जो मूल मंत्र है एक्शन, वो हम भूल जाते हैं। इसलिए आज की तारीख में अब जो समय है विचार विमर्श खत्म हो गया, वो 5 वी चले गए। अब एक्शन का टाइम है और हमें ये चाहिए कि हम अब रण में उतरेंगे और मोदी जी को जिताएंगे। दैट इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट। हिंदू यूनिटी इज द नेम, इज द नीड ऑफ द आवर।
भारत एक भाव है और उस भाव से हम सब अनुप्राणित होकर जब यहाँ मुस्कुरा रहे हैं और एक उत्साह से जगमग कर रहे हैं, तो उस उत्साह का जो केंद्र है वो सौभाग्य से भारत के शीर्ष नेतृत्व प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के रूप में है। इसलिए एक बार फिर जब हम ये कहते हैं जय हिंद, तो वो बात हमारे हृदय की गहराई से अगर आ रही है तो ये निश्चय है कि हम कहीं ना कहीं एक ऐसे व्यक्तित्व के साथ अनुनादित हैं जो एक समय में स्वामी विवेकानंद के नाम से जाना जाता रहा, या एक समय में वही आत्मा, वही चेतना, वही राष्ट्रीयता की भावना, वही सारे विश्व को आत्मसात करके वसुधैव कुटुंबकम के भाव को जीने वाली भावना भारत के प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के रूप में हम सबको अलग अलग रूप से तरंगित कर रही है, प्रेरित कर रही है। और ये एक उल्लास का समय है, ये एक आनंद का समय है, ये एक ऐसी धारा का समय है जब हमारे भीतर सकारात्मक जो चेतना है और जितना दिखाई दे रहा है उससे दूर तक देखने वाली, प्रेरणा करने वाली एक दिव्य शक्ति हमारे बीच में है और हम उसको अपने बीच से जाने नहीं देंगे। ये सारा जो कटिबद्धता का भाव है वो आप सबके बीच में मुझे बहुत अच्छी तरह दिखाई दे रहा है। जय स्वामीनारायण।
परित्राणाय साधूनां विनाशाय च दुष्कृतां धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय संभवामि युगे युगे। इसका भावार्थ, साधु पुरुषों का उद्धार करने के लिए, पाप कर्म करने वालों का विनाश करने के लिए और धर्म की अच्छी तरह से स्थापना करने के लिए मैं युग युग में प्रकट हुआ करता हूँ। अब इससे ज़्यादा हम लोगों को कुछ कहने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। ये 2 श्लोकों में हमारे भारत का क्या भविष्य है, क्या जो पीछे हुआ है उसे हमें भूल जाना चाहिए, हमको एक साथ मिलकर आगे बढ़ना चाहिए। नरेंद्र मोदी इसीलिए उपस्थित हुए हैं, भगवान ने उनको किसी कारणवश भेजा है और ये हम लोगों का कर्तव्य है कि हम उनके साथ में मिलकर काम करें और भारत का उत्थान करें। धन्यवाद।
I saw 3 things in Narendra Modi ji. One is the first one is his yoga Shakti. What he has, he is able to achieve so many things out of it. The second part is the Desh Bhakti. Third one is to do something for the society. And the fourth one is the Sthit Prajna Sthiti, which we cannot, as a human being, is not that easy, but he has achieved quite a lot.
आप लोग इकट्ठे होकर के भारत में एक अच्छे नेता हो उसके लिए आप लोग सब काम कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि आपको मालूम है कि किसी भी घर में, किसी भी देश में एक अच्छे मुखिया की आवश्यकता होती है। यदि आपके पास अच्छा मुखिया है, अच्छा नेता है, जो लीडर है, तो देश घर सब सुरक्षित है, अच्छे ढंग से चल सकता है, नहीं तो कोई भी अटैक करता रहेगा।
The Indo-American Press Club organized a ceremony to induct new office bearers at Anthons by Minar on Long Island recently. This club was founded by Ginsman Jakaria. President Sunil J. from the hospitality business will lead the organization this year as president. Publisher of the South Asian Times, Kamlesh Mehta, introduced the honorees for the evening. Kanchana Pula was given the Lifetime Achievement Award. Democratic leader Dr. Neeta Jain, Council of Community Affairs Devdasa Nair, and Yoga Guru Dilip Ji were among the honorees from the community. The editor of News India Times, Sujit Rajan, was among the honorees from the media who couldn't attend the event. Our own Ashok Vyas, program director of ITV Gold, was also honored for excellence in media. ITV Gold chairman Dr. Sudhir Parekh couldn't reach the venue due to heavy traffic, so his message was read by Ashok. The Deputy Permanent Representative of Japan at the United Nations, Dr. Toshiya Hoshino, and the Minister Permanent Mission of India to the United Nations, Mr. Deepak Misra, were also guests of honor at the event. Here's a report.
Indo-American Press Club was founded in 2013 by a visionary, Mr. Ginsman Jakaria, to promote fellowship and understanding among men and women of Indian origin engaged in media in North America.
ആലായാൽ തറ വേണം അടുത്തോരമ്പലം വേണം ആലിന്നു ചേർന്നൊരു കുളവും വേണം.
I learned the word honesty and truthfulness, that how important they are in the life, and I really admire Kanchana and Jeg Uncle for instilling me the value of truthfulness and being honest. Thank you very much. Auntie, congratulations. You deserve much more. But from us, the Lifetime Achievement Award, and we wish you all the best and more to come on your ways.
My father instilled in me to give for education, for the poor, for feeding, and he always was there for anybody. When a poor man came, he would take the food my mother had in the kitchen, give it away. She would have saved it for us, but he would have given it away because a man came hungry. Dr. Neeta Jain is a accomplished educator, civic and community leader. She is the only Indian female elected Democratic district leader in New York Assembly District 25, Part B in Queens. Please present the citation to Neeta Ji. Neeta Ji, congratulations, Dr. Neeta Ji. We are really truly very proud of you. You have made our community so proud. Thank you very much.
I'm really humbled and honored by this award. I just do my service to our community as you do, and your work is more important and appreciated because your pen and your words can make a big change in the world.
Yes, my name is Toshiya Hoshino. I'm now ambassador of Japan to the United Nations. Why am I here? Where, in the Indo-America Press Club event? Well, one good reason is that Japan has a very strong ties with the United States, where I now live and serve. And Japan is a strong partner country of India. That's something I like to emphasize.
This is an interfaith newspaper, the first interfaith newspaper from the South Asian community. Mr. Bagga is the publisher, and this book we are releasing is a collection of 7 issues of this journal. And IAPC is truly honored to honor his services to the media fraternity. He is around for so many years, helping the community, bringing the news by the live debates, live programs, and we are truly very proud to honor you, Ashok Ji. May I ask Mishra Ji and Mr. Toshio to present the bouquet, the plaque to Ashok Ji?
May I request Mr. Epan George, the New York chapter secretary, to come and give the flower?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you very much.
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saviryam Karvavahi Tejasvinavadhita Mastu Ma Vidvishabhahi. Thank you very much, Kamleshji, for such wonderful, lovely, soulful introduction. And I want smile on each and everyone's face. And for that, what I can do, my wife says that if you stop talking, everybody would smile. But there are occasions when you override what your wife's wishes are. And I wish to, first of all, thank Indo-American Press Club. And I would be failing in my duty that before I start my 60 seconds, Kamleshji, I, on behalf of the chairman of ITV Gold and Parikh Worldwide Media, Dr. Sudhir Parikh was almost here on his way, and there was traffic on George Washington Bridge, and he had to make a U-turn. But he sent me this text, which I am reading. I appreciate the 6-year journey of Indo-American Press Club. This is the message from Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh, who says, I appreciate the 6-year journey of Indo-American Press Club. This organization is moving from strength to strength and serving our community. I take this opportunity to extend my good wishes for IAPC's National Executive Committee for 2019 with Sunil J as President. I want to congratulate all the honorees, and it makes me proud to see 2 members of ITV Gold and Parikh Worldwide Media family being recognized for their contribution. I'm sure this will further inspire Sujit Rajan, Executive Editor, News India Times and Desi Talk newspapers, and Ashok Vyas, Program Director, ITV Gold, to continue to excel and serve the community. I wish innovative thinking and dynamic action for IAPC. So that was Dr. Sudhir Parikh. Let's clap for him, please. Thank you. And Kamleshji, if he's around, my 60 seconds starts now. And on my way, I was thinking what way to talk about me being a part of the media. And as I have been in the field of media by God's grace for almost 40 years, Ambassador from Japan, I bring to your attention, there is an All India Radio in India. And I worked about 14 years with them, and for 21 years, I've been here with ITV Gold. And one thing which I think I heard as a child from Japan was the special tea ceremony of Japan. And that also relates to yoga. The way you take tea, it is like a yoga. And nowadays, tea is very much popular. Chai pe charcha is the thing from India these days. And in this politically charged environment of India, chai brings a lot of memories from India. But as a member of press, quickly let me recollect this quotation, which is, it is better to die standing than live your whole life on your knees. On your knees, you become good only once when you are asking your would-be wife that, will you marry me? But after that, if you are always on the knees, that's probably not good, especially as a member of the press. And I quickly want to recollect Matthew and Jinsman as I thank you. And I appreciate the way PP were written, and I always introduce myself as a poet, priest, and program director. So those P. And then coming to member of media, as All India Radio, we were taught that you are here to inform, educate, and entertain. And once you come to America as Indo-American, another element that becomes a part of this information, education, and entertainment is empowerment. And as a member of ITV Gold, and I get the opportunity of writing off and on for some newspapers, and I take this opportunity of recognizing this senior gentleman who deserves to be clapped for his initiative at this age. And I think finally I would like to say that we connect with each other emotionally, and media's role here is emotionally empowering, and it adds to our self-esteem to see that someone is talking about me, or Anand Ahuja is saying what I have in my heart on the screen, and all that brings us together on a platform of oneness, which I am sure with innovative and dynamic leadership of Indo-American Press Club is going to move forward. And once again, I thank each and everyone. And as I go, I want to say Bharat Mata Ki Jai.
Sure, I think the Indo-American media here has a very, very important role to play. and I have had the privilege of being associated with several people, and particularly yourself, Mr. Vyas, and I think you'll are playing a very, very constructive role. You'll have a huge contribution to make in bringing the Indian community together and forging better relationship between India and the US community as well, where they have now become part of.
Vision of Asia comes to you on ITV Gold every Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. and a special weekly edition of Vision of Asia is shown on Sundays at 11 a.m. The program continues after the short break, so stay with us. An evening with glamour and passion for women's empowerment was organized last Friday at the Royal Albert's Palace, New Jersey. The presence of actress Sushmita Sen generated additional excitement for this event, which is focused on empowerment. Here's part 1 of a report on the South Asian Empowerment Awards.
Talk to me about how it felt having these women on the stage today and giving them that opportunity.
Firstly, I'm truly humbled to be able to pull this show off, to have so many people come in, get together, and we did the South Asian Empowerment Awards with all these people. It was truly amazing. It was like witnessing your dreams. It was like a dream come true, and all these women were like highly respectable women who are doing superb in their fields, and all I want to do is promote them, recognize them, and I want them to shine bright.
Natasha, I have to ask you, bringing such a magnanimous show together with none other than Sushmita Sen must have required a lot of planning, a lot of associations, and a lot of breakdown. For our viewers, I would love for you to give us an insight into all the hard work that you and your team put to present this beautiful show.
Absolutely. It took us like 3 months to put all this together, to have Miss Sen come to New Jersey and give away these empowerment awards to all these women, all these businesses, all these entrepreneurs who are, they belong to the South Asian community. They are making us shine. They are making us proud. Jai Hind.
It's an absolute privilege and an honor to be here this evening. To come back, we met here last time, some of us did. It's been a few months, and every time I come back, this welcome, tahe dil se shukriya. You guys just make it so splendid. This is my second last women's empowerment event in the US. I will go back home with such incredible memories. I just want you all to know that to have a platform like this is a privilege, to recognize women who have done wonders in their own lives and in their own fields is a privilege.
We have with us Manya, Miss New Jersey. How's it going?
I'm doing so well. I'm so excited to be here. It's going to be a great night.
Such an incredible day, where we are really celebrating members in the community, pioneers in our field, and especially with you, sort of being the voice for the South Asian, young millennials. How does it feel to have this title and be South Asian while being in one of the most diverse states in the country?
Definitely. So I'm so honored to represent New Jersey. It's such a diverse state, and I really represent diversity. And there's never been a Miss USA that's of the Indian origin, so May 2nd, you never know.
Yes, for sure. And it's always awesome to see, women from our community, go into these fields. Pageantry is so much about giving, so much back to your identity and also to the community. So a lot of women that are watching the show today, Manya, what would you like to tell them about being an Indian woman and also sort of having that experience as being an American living here?
Definitely. So I would like to say that people shouldn't be afraid to dream big. We shouldn't be hindered by our gender, by anything. We should go out and chase our dreams no matter what. If I didn't do that, I wouldn't be standing here and competing for Miss USA in just a couple of weeks. So dream big and don't be afraid to do anything.
Rajat Gupta is a well-known name to Indian Americans. He's an iconic figure in terms of the zenith of success attained by an immigrant from India in the financial field. The story had a turn. The issue of insider trading and shattering of his public image with court cases and verdicts is a thing of the past. Now, Rajat Gupta, the man who has experienced this roller coaster ride of success and failure, has written a memoir titled Mind Without Fear. This book was launched at an event organized by the Indo-American Arts Council. Here's Aditi Lamba with a report on that event.
I almost trust everybody blindly. Basically, I trust everybody. And I believe in the goodness of most people. And as a result, what happens is that I place an enormous trust in them in every way. And I believe that the more you trust people, the more you believe in them, the more they will rise to that. Now, sometimes you'll get disappointed, and sometimes people will betray you. But Anita, when most of my kids and everybody generally say, you're way too trusting. And I keep saying, that's the way I want to lead my life, to trust people. And if somebody disappoints me, yeah, it'll hurt me, but it'll go on. Now, little did I realize that in this particular case, it would hurt me, not a little bit, but a lot.
One of the things that Rajat said was around trust, and I think you're really working with quality people and character, and recognizing sometimes things don't go the way you expect. This was a very good lesson for situations and how to handle when things do not go your way, even though you've done nothing wrong. It's just a cautionary tale of how to protect yourself and making sure that you're associated with the right set of characters and that you've got the right advice and counsel. Counsel literally in terms of legal help, but also just the right set of advisors around you.
Book, Mind Without Fear, everybody, it talks about giving you a voice that you felt that during your trials and during your experience you didn't have. When you were trying to portray the voice, what were certain things that you really wanted to highlight that people should know about you?
Well, I think I have to say that, you get a lot of time for reflection.
Right.
So a number of things you think about are, and I'm not just talking about me, the justice system is quite broken, lots of issues and problems, a lot of people in prison suffering unnecessarily with long draconian sentences, to be in solitary confinement, for example.
Right.
For 8 weeks, that's like torture.
You were in it 3 times.
Yeah, for minor, it's not anything significant. So those kinds of things need to be highlighted and solved. I also think that it gives you time to reflect on what is important in life and what is not. And the ability to think and detach yourself from all the trappings around you is a very, learning environment. So I enjoyed doing that, reflecting on it. And I think it is important that we take life in perspective, and there will be always ups and downs. And it's not so much what happens to you, it's how do you deal with it, with grace, with humility, and so on.
You've been very calm about the procedure. When you ever talk about your prison experience or all the things that you felt were being done unfairly to you, you still have such a strong face when it came to adversity. Where did you gain most of your strength from, and has your family been a huge part of that strength?
It has been, and I lost my parents when I was young. That was the most adversity one could ever think of. And, I learned to deal with it. And I think it comes from that strength when we were, the 4 of us, the siblings were orphaned and we stayed together, and that is a very much a formative years, you learn that. So.
Just talking a little bit more about the book, because I would love for us to reflect on the theme that you've really brought in the book, which is forgiveness. with your experience in the prison and after that. You've been very open about the fact that you're not trying to go back into the indictment or question it. You are just trying to move on. You're not trying to rectify a reputation. Why did you have that opinion? Because perhaps many people in your situation, Mr. Gupta, would come back and be like, I need to clarify because I never had the time to clarify.
No, I did obviously clarify. I give my perspective in the book.
Right.
But that was not, I'm not trying to relitigate the case.
Exactly.
The case has been done with, dealt with. It's not that our justice system is perfect, it makes mistakes.
Right.
People can judge for themselves. I'm not that, I'm not trying to convince you of my innocence or my, most important is I know I didn't do anything wrong and that's good enough for me. What I really wanted to do was much more to have an authentic book where what kind of emotions you go through, what kind of experiences you go through, and how to deal with life as it, all the challenges it throws at you.
Don't go anywhere. Vision of Asia continues right after this short break. Sudhamini Dance Academy of Edison, New Jersey is a performing arts school that teaches classical Odissi, folk, semi-classical and Bollywood dance styles. Sudhamini Dance Academy was founded in 1985 by artistic director Sudha Grover. Students of the Dance Academy have participated in many competitions and have won several prestigious awards. Here now is our exclusive story on Sudhamini Dance Academy.
It has been here since I started it in 1985 and specifically this location in 1994. It's been a long journey but a very exciting one, and I have thoroughly enjoyed teaching the children, participating in competitions, several charity shows, doing our own shows and several community events. I specialize in Odissi dance, which is a classical Indian dance, one of the 7 classical dances, which I learnt in India from my Guruji, Guru Hare Krishna Behera. And when I came here, I used to be called for performances, and some parents saw me and mothers were like, please teach our children. So I started teaching with just a very few students at home in 1985, and slowly, just by itself, it grew by word of mouth. So I was teaching Odissi, but then down the road, Bollywood songs became very exciting, and to keep the children interested in our art form, in our beautiful art form, I combined Odissi and some other classical forms like Kathak and sort of put it in Bollywood and made it more interesting. And so I've been here and I teach Odissi and both Bollywood just to keep the children interested. In Odissi, of course, I also train the children very rigorously. Some of them, many of them rather, do their Manch Pravesh, which is similar to Arangetram, what's called in Bharatnatyam. So many of them keep that interest. They slowly enjoy getting into it. They learn a lot about our culture. It's a subtle way of learning about Indian religion, Indian music, Indian art, Indian culture, and if they stick to it, which really parents really appreciate it, once they are done with it, they truly appreciate the beauty of this wonderful dance. We, of course, like I said earlier, I keep doing Bollywood as well, just to keep the interest going so that they can relate to it, that classical is not so hard, and they slowly grow to love it.
finally, in today's Vision of Asia, here's a much-awaited segment with insight from an India advocate and philanthropist. This week with Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parekh.
And now, time for weekly show with a passionate India lover, Chairman of ITV Gold and Parekh Worldwide Media. Get ready for loving sharing from physician, philanthropist, publisher and India advocate in this week with Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parekh. Namaskar, welcome to this show where we get the opportunity of sitting with Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parekh and learn all about latest connection of India and America as well as political developments of India from his point of view. Doctor, welcome to this week's program.
Thank you.
We hear people sitting in India feel that why NRIs take so much interest in Indian politics. What would be your response? And I see that you are also actively participating, sitting here in your own way in terms of the political movements of India.
Well, we Indian American, particularly the first generation, we have a special bonding with India. And kind of, even though we are here for last 40-50 years average, we all, every day we breathe and we are always curious and we are always anxious to learn what's happening back home. Because somehow we care for that, we concern for that, and we enjoy to know what's happening, and we feel like even though we are in America, we are in India. And I think an NRI plays very huge role because there are 32 million NRIs outside India, not counting citizens of different countries. So this NRI is a very large number. Has done a lot for India. He sends billions of dollars to India every year, and it makes India proud. And they lobby for India and for US-India relations, as well as in any country. In UK, they lobby for UK-India relation. Same thing in the Middle East, same thing in Australia, New Zealand. So we all are really actively involved in this thing, and that's why it matters. And now our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, this year he tried to give us particularly the NRI, green card holder or Indian passport holder, a right to vote, and that's a great step forward.
So, Dr. I'm glad you bring this reference of green card holders being in a position to cast their vote. Do you see this additional privilege, if I would say, to NRIs with green cards here in America and maybe elsewhere? Those who have not taken citizenship of that particular country, when they get this opportunity, do you see this is likely to play an important role in the way we will select the next government?
Well, it may not play that significant in numbers because we are, now this election is going to be a billion people election, right? Billion, 1B. And that's why 32 million in 1 billion voting members is not big number. But this creates a great perception in different countries about India, about Indian democracy, about Indian way of doing transition from one power party to other party without any bloodshed. And that is a great example and great perception creation in the outside India.
Now let's go to India, and when we go to India with many India lovers who are actively campaigning away from India for respective parties, and I've seen many NRIs coming together and speaking their mind openly why they want Modi government to continue. What do you think is the core reason for NRIs to be so excited about Modi Sarkar?
Not only, I mean, they are excited about Modi Sarkar because it's the right Sarkar. But after saying that, every child always anxious and eager to do something or better to do for their parents, right? This is like Mother India. I mean, all NRIs are children, and Mother India is Mother India, and they all want to make sure that Mother India is governed by a strong person, decisive person, person with the vision, and person with the plans and ideas, and therefore they are doing what they are doing outside India.
So every time we hear people say that let it not be religious politics, yet we end up near election days and we find that increasingly references related to religion start gaining prominence. For example, right now, the second seat from where Congress President Rahul Gandhi had decided to contest, they said that this is Muslim dominated area and that's why. So this could be one perception of certain people. But then you hear in the Congress manifesto, they say that they are going to do away with the sedition law and they are going to create a situation whereby army will have less power to deal with insurgency. So how do you see that in contrast to the way Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been speaking?
Well, I mean, even though I'm a kind of pro-BJP philosophy individual, but I differ a little bit here in a sense that because Rahul Gandhi is running from second seat in Kerala, and that constituency happened to be 50-50 kind of Hindu and Muslim, or minorities more than even Hindu. That doesn't mean that he only caters to minority. I disagree on that. But I think religious should not play a big role in election. Election has to be on employment, on agricultural crisis, on economics, and how the young generation can get their future better. That should be the focus during the election.
So I not only appreciate what you said, and I think everyone who loves India, who has certain value system of India in his heart and in his mind, would think the way you are thinking. But now let's go to ground realities, Dr. Sam. And recently in Telangana region, Congress has promised that they will have exclusive hospitals for Muslims. They will give 20 lakh rupees to Muslim youth for starting their own ventures. So the kind of division which comes openly from these political parties who claims to be championing secularism, then you have to think in a different direction also. In addition to this, if I may bring to your attention, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also recently made a statement that it is Congress who came up with the term Hindu terror. So in the light of these situations, it is very difficult to stay sort of think that there is no role of religion in politics.
Well, I mean, it's an emotional issue, right? And when there is an emotional issue, it's hard to avoid that issue. And election is all about how you generate emotion in the voters.
Absolutely.
In order to get the maximum number of support. And that's why you are right that it is impossible to avoid religion, minorities, Hindu Muslim, Hindu Christian, that kind of divide, you know.
So now let's go to the subject that you care more directly, and that relates to India's economic development. And as Congress is always criticizing GST, based on your own personal observation on having interacted with some of the entrepreneurs of Indian origin in India, do you see GST has done harm to Indian economy, or it is providing a track which would help sustainable growth of India?
I think GST is a great idea, great concept, and it is very helpful to the Indian economy in long run. That created a large large tax base for the revenue source for the government, and it also decreases a lot of black money, under table monies, under table transactions and all those things. And I think GST is very good. Only thing is, if you look back now after 2 years of GST in implementation, we should government should have done a little slowly and step by step, rather than doing on high level and then try to correct themselves. So I think that's only implementation kind of difficulty or flaws. But otherwise, GST itself is a great concept, and it should be there, and that takes gives you great source of the income revenue to the government. So government can do so many good welfare scheme and help the countrymen.
Absolutely, one nation, one tax. And as we conclude our conversation today, Dr. one more area which has drawn a lot of criticism for Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and that relates to demonetization. So, based on your observation, and do you see it has helped Indian economy the way Prime Minister visualized, number one? And number two, do you see this working either for BJP or against BJP in some way when people go to cast their vote?
Well, I think demonetization, it's a great concept again. But again, its implementation is very important in demonetization, because you are stirring up the economic pot here. And therefore, I think probably if you have to do it again, I'm sure Modi government will do different implementation, different way. But let's look at the positive of demonetization. It at least it created the fear in the people who were kind of running the economy with the unaccounted money. It created it jumped the digitalization of the economy. So more and more people now, you can see in India, they are using the PayPal kind of system, and deposit by phone and withdraw by phone, and using more credit card than before, right? What I understand, that there is a double-digit increase in the use of credit cards and everything, and that's the way to go in the future, and that's how the Western world is. Today here in America, hardly people carry more than $20-30 in their pocket, because they all carry the credit card, and that's the best way to spend, and the best way to keep the records of what you spend.
Absolutely. And Doctor, as the time tells us to say goodbye, I just want you to, in 30 seconds, share your message for potential voters, and there are many first-time voters who are going to be casting their vote.
Well, I would urge all my Indian American friends and family to support a government which is strong government, decisive government, the government who has vision and plan for future, both for poor people as well as for middle class people. And so please go and exercise your vote, because at the end of the day, democracy is nothing but festival of election is nothing but a festival of democracy, and one must enjoy and be part of that festival.
Wonderful. So he said what he said, a decisive and strong leader, and he didn't hide who he considers to be strong, I think. But I appreciate you leaving an open space for people to think on their own, and I think that's a way to go, make your intelligent decisions. Once again, thank you very much for being a part of your show this week with Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parikh. Thanking him.
So thank you everyone, and we'll see you next week. Till then, goodbye. Jai Hind. God bless you. God bless America, and God bless India.
That is all the time we have for today's Vision of Asia Voice of the Community. Do become friends of the ITV Gold page and have access to our live shows as well as other programs. Feel free to share details of events by emailing us at events@itvgold.com and subscribe to ITV Gold's YouTube channel. See you next week at the same time. Until we meet again, have a great week ahead. I'm Kala Shankar. Namaste.